Hey friends, it's Heidi with Happily Thriving Heidi, and today on my channel I'm going to be showing you two new DIYs for fall. Up first is the rag banner. This rag banner is a really simple banner that you can do yourself or with your kids for this fall season. Now you're going to need 3 different fabrics and some twine. And the twine, what you're going to do, you're going to take it out to your front door and you're going to measure it from the ground going up around the top of your door and back down on the side. Now you can make it shorter if you would like, but that's about how long I made mine. I wanted mine to be really long and dramatic. Next, you're going to take your fabric, create a little snip at the top, and following along with the weave of the fabric, you're going to just pull straight down. You're going to know right away if you are pulling it the right way because one will easily rip versus the other will be a little too hard to rip apart. So once you have that figured out, you just get going. Keep making snips and rip all the way down until you get all the way through your fabric. Now I'm using about 1.5 yards for each of the black and the gingham, and then for that other fabric that's tan, that's actually a drop cloth, I'm using a little bit more. I'm using about 2.5 yards for that because that fabric is super cheap and affordable if you buy it from a home improvement store. And again, it's just painter's drop cloth. So once you get those strips all done, you can cut one solely by itself, but it'll take much longer doing this. So I like to double up or triple up. I'm actually holding about 5 pieces of fabric and I just cut them all really quick, creating about 4 inches wide of these strips. Once you get those strips all figured out, you're then going to take one of the little strips and tie it on to the twine. Now I moved up about 2 inches from the end because I want to be able to have a clean ending on this banner. So I'm going to just do a little double knot, real simple, no big deal. Once you've got that tied, I'm going to take the end of it because otherwise you'll see it sticking out. I'm going to pull it down so it's laying flat onto the long twine that I'm going to be tying everything to. And then I'm going to take another piece of fabric and I'm going to just tie it right over it. This is going to give it a nice finished look. Plus it's going to keep it from having these knotted pieces of fabric sliding off over time, and it'll keep everything in place looking really good for years to come. Once you've got the end figure out, you're then going to just continue on with your pattern. So I'm going to go with gingham, black, burlap, and you can just see that I laid them out there in that order. That way it helps me continue on in the pattern and I can grab things quickly. And as you tie them on, you're going to just kind of twist them opposite from each other when you're pushing them down. You don't want them to all be sliding down to the bottom in the same direction because then it'll just be flat. What makes this banner really cute is that it's full and really poofy. And I just enjoy it so much more like that. And here is the finished look on my front door. DIY number 2 for today is a double-sided welcome sign. Now this project is a little more advanced, but it is super affordable. My total supplies and materials were about $4.25, I believe. So what you're going to need are longer painter sticks and 3 picket fence posts. So you're going to lay them out next to each other, take those painter sticks, lie them on top, and figure out where you need your cut lines for your painter sticks. Then using a little miter saw and a box to cut in, you're going to go ahead and make those cut. Once you have those cut all out, you're ready to paint. Now I love orange, so I'm going to paint one side orange, and I'm going to lessen it because I just like more of a sherbety type orange, like a creamy orange. So once I've got the color all right, I'm going to go ahead and paint with a thick brush. It helps it go on much easier, and paint all 3 of those posts as well as the painter stick. Now you don't need to paint the backside because the backside is going to be a different color. Now before I move on to screwing them together, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to paint the backside white. Now this is because, like I said, this is going to be a double-sided project. So go ahead and give a nice thick coat of white paint. You can whitewash this, that could be really pretty too, but I was going for a nice white look. I'm also going to be painting the sides because I want the sides to be white, since you'll be seeing that more primarily throughout the year. And then I'm going to paint 2 more of those painter sticks that I cut down to size. Once everything has been painted and dried, I'm ready to go ahead and assemble it together. You can figure out the alignment that you would like, how far apart you want the width to be on these. I wanted mine to have a little bit of a spacing between them, that way so it looks, you know, a little more shiplappy, I guess is what I'm looking for. But you can also put them really close. It's just your desire of how close or far apart you want. And since I'm going to be putting letters on mine, I wanted them to be a little bit closer. So using a drill, it really helps cut down on splitting those painter sticks. You're going to go ahead and just drill out 3 holes for the orange side, drill in some screws that are long enough that won't go all the way through, and then use some paint to cover up where those screws were. You could show the screws if you want that look, but I didn't personally. Now, not everybody has a Cricut or a Silhouette, and I wanted you guys to see that you don't have to only use vinyl. And I know that a lot of people are really afraid of doing hand painted letters, so I'm going to show you today that all you have to do is print out your letters on a printer, cut out the letters, and trace them on. At that point, it becomes like a coloring book, and all you have to do is color inside of the lines and go just a little bit over onto the pencil line to hide those pencil lines, and you look like you are really good at painting letters. You can do this with any font you want. That's the best part about it. As long as you have the font where it can be printed on your programs on your computer, it will be able to allow you to use different fonts. Now, my trick with painting by hand is to put on some music. There is something so therapeutic about painting by hand and having music playing at the same time. It really helps you unwind and de-stress. At least it does for me. Once you get your letters all painted on, they're going to look so cute popping on this orange background, and you're ready to flip it over and to work on the white side. Now, this is the reason why I'm saying it's a double-sided welcome sign, because you can use the orange side for fall and you can use the white side for all the other months. And we're going to be using black letters. And I want you to imagine you can do whatever colors you want for this. It's just so cute all year round. Now you're going to use your other 2 painter white stick, and instead of lining them up back to back with the orange side, you're going to bump them a little bit higher. You're going to drill 2 holes this time. This is going to make this sign super sturdy, having screws being on the orange side and the white side. And the reason why you're going to go higher than the orange side's painter stick is because you want to be able to make sure they don't bump into screws. Make sure your screws aren't too long. Now the drill really is helpful. As you can see here on the bottom, I did not drill holes like I did the top, and I wanted you to see that if it does crack, you can either use some paint to fill in those cracks, or you can use some wood putty and then paint over it. But I just used paint. I wanted you guys to see that if you don't have a drill, no worries, you just fill in those cracks. You're going to go ahead and just trace on your letters once again that you cut out for the orange side. Trace them all down, and then I used black paint I really liked the way the black and the white looked together. I thought it looked really crisp and clean, and it will go well with any home decor. Again, just slow down, take your time, and paint inside the lines and a little bit over onto the pencil line to make sure you don't see the pencil line, to give it a nice finished look. And this is so affordable because you can get a bottle of paint and just use the tiniest amount for about $1 is the bottle of paint, and painting on the letter, I mean, saves you so much money. Vinyl can be really expensive. And here is the completed look. Now, if you notice at the top of the picket fence, it is the cutest little notches to be able to put in a ribbon. So I added a ribbon to the top of my sign to give it a nice look. Some other DIYs you might be interested in is where I took a log and turned that into a pumpkin stump, where I took some bowls from the Dollar Tree and I turned them into flower topiaries that can hang, some painter sticks baskets that are farmhouse style, and some DIYs that I did with cans and showed all sorts of different things you can make with them. Friends, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know what you think about these two projects today. Until the next video, bye friends.